Hello, this is Ilma from Ilma Art Studio channel, and I'd like to talk, as part of the series of my art talks, I'd like to talk to you about today how to compose pictures when you take pictures, because I'm also a photographer, and I know in the background it shows you that I'm a painter, but I love photography as much as I love painting. So today I'm showing you one of my works. This is, I think I took this at the turn of the century in 2000 in the Philippines. This is one of our sunset, view in the Philippines. We are so blessed in our country, in the Philippines, because every day, mostly every day, we can see the sun. We can see the setting of the sun, which is so beautiful and dramatic. But in this painting, no, I'm sorry, in this photograph, I actually stressed much more on the high contrast, meaning the contrast or between black, the really black part, and the sunset, the light. So I don't know if you can see it. I think I should move it a little so that you can actually see it. There's so much glare. There you go. So you can see, you almost cannot, there's a small people right there. You will see the dark because these are all shadow. This is the sunset. So it's too much glaring here. So how I compose this picture is to capture the sunset, but it's also important that you take some elements and add it in your picture, right? Because you don't just want to clutter everything in one picture. In this case, see the clouds there, it repeats the lines down here. You can't really see it that much because it's kind of dark, but so the movements here, the lines, the waves, the ripples of the sea, and then the ripples of the clouds actually balances each other. So, and then this the sailboat actually breaks them in half, but you see that I didn't put it directly in the middle. It's a little off center because there's a rule of third that you follow when you compose in photography, and the same in painting, and the same in stage, like on the stage, because I used to be acting before. You don't actually stay on the dead center if you want a real part of the scene to come out really important, or to stress some part of a scene. You want to have it off center. In the same manner, the rule of third applies in that case. So it's like you divide your picture, or you divide your rectangle into three, either this way or that way. So you usually put it off center. You don't put it dead center, because asymmetry is actually more dramatic than symmetry. It's not bad to have two equal balance, but you can apply balance in a different way, in an informal balance. In this case, we balance the lines up there with the lines down here, and then the contrast of the very dark and the small amount of light coming in that part gives it a dramatic taste to it, because you are drawn into the sun. That's why even when you title your photographs or your painting, it is where the focus is, where the eyes are drawn. Like, as soon as the viewer looks at the picture, where are they drawn? In this case, you're actually drawn in the light, because around it is darkness. So that's one way of composing your picture. And here's another picture that has a high contrast too. From afar, you can't really comprehend so much what it is, but that is okay. Let me just move this a little so that you don't see the glare, because it's too glary. I should probably have some Okay, this is the interior of the recreation center where I live, and you will see, let's see, okay, there you see. So that is the entrance, that's the outside there, and then I was actually standing up on the second floor and took this picture. So that's also a perspective shot. That is what the, the difference between, somebody who just wants to take a picture, and it's important that you compose your pictures and you don't want to just do it like by accident. So in this case, I saw the lines curving on this while I was upstairs. So I thought that this line, which is actually almost an inverted C, will draw and bring attention to the light source here. So in this composition, you will see that there's also a contrast of the darkness here and the light coming here. And so with the help of this sort of a balusters up in the stairs, the balusters is actually leading your eyes to go through the main entrance. And then, but see, it's actually, if you look at the entire picture, it's framed. The whole main door is framed by this darkness. And that's a nice way of composing your pictures, when you frame your subjects with other objects or other other parts of the picture of the subject that you're doing. So in this case, I was actually emphasizing the entrance, the entry point, and then to give interest, I caught this woman right there. So the size of the woman gives you an entire, unification of the perspective at how the photographer actually captured that small, that small scene there. So photography is not just snapping pictures. It's like when you take pictures, sometimes you already have in your mind what you want to take off. It's you're already composing what you want to take off. You see a nice scene. Yeah, it's nice, but you can't put them all together. So you have to pick one focal point of that scene and then take a picture of that scene. And then you can apply different elements. Like in this case, I applied perspective, I applied contrast, and and so that will make your picture interesting. Usually, a picture becomes interesting when you see the out of the ordinary. You see things that are not, everybody sees the same thing, but it's the way you look at it. It's how what you will pick up from what you see. So it's important that you have a basis of the elements of art, which is lines, texture, color, space, and so those are the things that you consider when you compose pictures. You don't just snap, out of nothing, but you try as much to group the objects together in your mind before you actually, click the shutter. So it's important. But with digital technology right now, you can actually always alter anything that you see and edit it. But I think the makings of a real good photographer is to actually compose great pictures even before the editing part. So, when they ask me like, oh, what camera did you use there? Well, like I think in this picture, I even think that I took a point and shoot camera, which is a 3 megapixel, which because I was learning how to use a digital camera. I didn't know how to use a digital camera, and I was teaching here photography, and all my students have digital camera. But it doesn't matter what camera you use. What matters is your eyes. Like, what do you see that others don't see, and what can you emphasize that other can take interest in? So that is one tip that I can give you, how to take good photographs. And mind you, took me many years of photography to be able to actually compose good pictures. and say something to you. Like pictures should also talk to you, just like paintings would. Like in this case, what, like, it's very, very, actually, people who saw this in town, they didn't even recognize that this is the recreation center. They thought that it was like sort of a hotel, was this entrance. So you can make a lot of things, make interesting compositions in photography, but practice makes perfect. So if you get confident at shooting and looking at things and objects around you in the eye of an artist, like you almost always see texture, you see lines, you see shapes, you see colors. um, these are the things that you consider if you want to have a career or a hobby in art, photography, and painting. And with that, we end this art talk, and I hope that you will be able to apply some of the things that I've been talking about in this series. Have a blessed day, and check my website at www.ilmaarts.com. That's ILMAARTS.com. Thanks for watching.